Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about balanced diet and malnutrition. From the name itself, you can understand what is the meaning of balanced diet. You know that whenever we consume any food, okay, so in food, macronutrients and micronutrients are present. But for example, if a 5-year-old child is consuming food and there is an adult who is actually eating food, so how much amount of nutrients are actually required by the body of these 5-year-old kid and the amount of nutrients which are required by the body of an adult will be completely different. Okay, so balanced diet is actually a diet in which all the components of food which are needed to maintain health are present in appropriate proportions, or you can say appropriate amount. Okay, so you're already aware that as per height, as per weight, as per age, the amount of nutrients required by the body are completely different. Okay, it's different in two different individuals. So the diet which we consume, if all the nutrients which are needed to maintain health are present in appropriate proportions in the diet, okay, in the diet of our in the diet of the person, then that diet is termed as balanced diet. Okay, there are certain factors which actually affect the diet of a person. Okay, these points are very important. There are certain factors which actually affect the diet of a person. So let's look into these factors one by one. So the first factor which actually affects the diet of a person is age. Uh, Now, when we talk about age, you're aware that children, okay, especially kids, they are actually in the growing stage. Okay, so children are actually growing, their bones, their muscles, their body is actually in the developmental stage. So what happens is the body of children always require more protein per kg of the body weight than adults. In adults, we say that, for example, if a person is 55 kg, the person's weight is 55 kg, so person requires similar grams of protein per day. Okay, but what's written here is in case of children, if the weight of the children is, for example, 20 kgs, so person will the child will require proteins which is more than 20 grams on daily basis. Okay, and at sometimes a child gets a growing spurt. Now this growing spurt is another important point, especially during puberty. Okay, after these kids, they attain puberty at the time of adolescence. So during that time, these children, they experience growing spurt. Growing spurt means there is, sudden increase in height and weight compared to their age. There will be sudden increase in their height, weight, and body size. Okay. Now during this growing spurt, the growth rate is very high in these children. Okay, so what happens is in a short period of time, child's size and mass increases drastically. Okay, and this actually happens during adolescence time when these people, they attain puberty. Okay, so obviously as the children is growing, the body is developing. Okay, so more amount of proteins, okay, more amount of fat or carbohydrates are always required by a growing child than an adult. Okay, so a growing child's diet always need extra protein to develop cells and enzymes because the metabolic rate is higher. Plus calcium and vitamin D content should also be more in their diet because these two are required for the development of bones. Plus iron is required for making hemoglobin. So first factor is age, which affects the diet of person. Next factor is gender. So males, because they are more giant and their body buildup is more compared to females, and their weight is also always more than females. So males, they generally use more energy than females. Okay, hence males, they require more amount of carbohydrates and fats compared to females. Then we have activity. Activity means, the what kind of daily life activities the person follows. Now, obviously, the person who is more physically active will require more amount of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in their diet. Okay, so person who is into sports, and a person who was who was into gymnastics and all. Okay, so those who are doing regular physical exercise or regular physical activity, they require more amount of carbohydrates, fats, and protein in their diet compared to others. Another factor is pregnancy. Now, obviously, the pregnant mother is carrying a fetus or baby inside her womb, and the pregnant lady is not only feeding herself, but the pregnant lady is also feeding her fetus uh, or the developing embryo inside the body. Okay. Now, what happens is those women who are pregnant, they are always under high demands for nutrients in order to supply fetus with energy for development. Okay. And apart from this, these ladies should consume proper amount of iron and calcium also, because this iron is needed to make blood, for making hemoglobin, and calcium and vitamin D is required for making or developing strong bones in the fetus. Along with this, proteins are required for developing the tissues and cells of fetus. Okay. And these hemoglobin, which is made with the help of iron, generally gets stored in the liver of the fetus. Okay. And calcium and vitamin D is required for developing strong bones and muscles of the fetus. And the last factor which actually affects the diet is breastfeeding mothers. Now, these breastfeeding mothers, because their body produces large amount of milk on daily basis, so there is always high requirement for vitamins and water. Okay, so breastfeeding mother should consume more and more amount of water, should consume more and more amount of vitamin. Plus, breastfeeding mothers should also take in more amount of proteins, calcium, and vitamins to guarantee a healthy growth for the infants. You might have heard that the breastfeeding mothers, the breast milk of mothers has large amount of antibodies in it. Okay, now these antibodies are made up of proteins, and these antibodies are important for the baby, because these antibodies help these babies to fight against certain diseases. If the pathogen enters inside the body of these babies, so the babies are able to fight against these pathogens because of these antibodies, and these antibodies are made up of proteins. Okay, and these antibodies are passed on into the baby's body with the help of mother's breast milk. Okay, so mothers should consume good amount of protein in their diet. Next is malnutrition. Malnutrition is actually opposite of balanced diet. Balanced diet is where person takes in, or where person consumes adequate amount of nutrients in its diet. Okay, but when we talk about malnutrition, malnutrition is actually a lack of balanced diet, such as deficiencies. Okay, and deficiencies, then we have excess or imbalances in a person's intake of nutrients. So malnutrition is actually when a person does not consume proper amount of nutrients in its diet. Okay, when a person is having deficiency of any nutrient in its diet, or if the person is taking excess of nutrients like excess of carbohydrates or fats, or there is any imbalance of nutrients in person's diet. Okay, so that is called malnutrition, and there are actually different effects of malnutrition. Okay, if the person is not consuming adequate or proper amount of nutrients in its diet, so there are different effects, and these effects are like starvation, coronary heart disease, constipation, and obesity. So we'll look into these one by one. So the first one is starvation. Now you can look here in the picture which is given on the screen. If you look at the face of this poor child, you can make out that the child is actually very sad, and the child is in pathetic condition. The child is actually feeling very hungry. Okay, so starvation is actually this extreme form of malnutrition, and most of the people on this earth, they are actually suffering from starvation, especially underdeveloped countries where these climatic conditions are not good, plus the people are poor, the government is poor. Okay, the government is unable to feed the kids or the people, like Somalia in Africa and all. So what happens there is starvation is very common, and starvation is the extreme form of malnutrition. Starvation is actually, you know, a severe reduction in nutrient intake. So starvation is a severe reduction in nutrient intake. When the person's body is unable to take in sufficient amount of nutrients, okay, so that is called starvation. And starvation is very dangerous because prolonged starvation can lead to permanent organ damage and eventually death. If the person is not consuming food for longer time, okay, if the a person's body is unable to get the required amount of nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals for longer time, then it causes permanent organ damage and finally death. Next is obesity. Obesity is opposite of starvation. In starvation, the person doesn't get sufficient amount of food to eat. But in obesity, okay, in obesity, actually obesity is when person takes in excess of nutrients, especially carbohydrates and fats. Okay, so when person consumes excess of nutrients, and mainly these nutrients includes carbohydrates, hydrates, and fats, so the person suffers from obesity. Now, this obesity is also very dangerous for person's body, because obesity can cause, you know, severe conditions in the body, like coronary heart disease. And this coronary heart disease, you might have heard many times about, like people getting heart attack. Okay, so obesity can cause coronary heart disease. Obesity can also cause excess of weight gain, and as there is excess of weight gain, so the pressure goes on knees. Okay, because when person stands, when person tries to walk, so the person's knees get like, you know, pain. Okay, so there is excess of weight gain, hence there is a joint pain. The person suffers from joint pain. Obesity also causes high blood pressure, and obesity can also cause diabetes, because, you know, diabetes is when the glucose level in the blood is above normal conditions. Okay, so it causes diabetes. Okay, and in obesity, when the person takes excess of carbohydrates and fat, so this excess of carbohydrate and fat is actually present in blood in the form of sugar, and that's called diabetes. Okay, now if the person wants to control obesity, okay, so the person has to control obesity. So for that, the carbohydrates and fats should be reduced in diet, and one should exercise regularly. So in order to control obesity, person should reduce the intake of carbohydrates and fats in diet and should exercise regularly. It's not like that that the person, you know, should go on crash diet. Crash diet means sudden decrease in fat and carbohydrates. Okay, that's not good for the person's body. So you should actually, you know, slowly reduce the intake of carbohydrates and fat and exercise regularly. Do walking, do gym, gymnastic and all. That's very important. Okay, dancing and all. So regular physical exercise plus reduction in the carbohydrates and fat is will really help people to overcome obesity. Actually, obesity is not good because it also reduces, you know, the self-confidence or self-esteem of the person. Apart from this, it's not good for the body, because these are the conditions which are listed here, and these are caused by obesity. The next is coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease is one of the, like, you know, symptom of obesity. Apart from this, coronary heart disease actually caused due to the deposition of cholesterol in artery. Okay, you are aware that our body is having heart, and heart is connected to different blood vessels, that is arteries and veins. Okay, and you know that this heart pumps the blood, and blood goes through arteries to different parts of the body. Okay, now what happens is, human heart is also made up of muscle, which is called cardiac muscle. Now the working of human heart, for working of human heart, the cells of human heart also require sufficient amount of nutrients, especially glucose and oxygen, for the process of respiration. Now what happens is, there are certain arteries, there are certain blood vessels which is called coronary artery, and this coronary artery actually supplies blood which is rich in nutrients to the cells of the heart, okay, to the cells of the muscles of the heart. Okay, Now, when we consume excess of excess of fat, animal fat especially, okay, so this cholesterol gets deposited in the artery. As you can see here you can see here in the picture. Okay, now we have this cholesterol deposition in the artery. Okay, so this yellow color part is actually cholesterol deposition. Initially it is actually called plaque because there is a little bit amount of space left and blood is passing through this space. Okay, so initially it is called plaque. So if this area in the blood vessel will get completely blocked by this cholesterol, so the person gets heart attack. Okay, cardiac arrest, and that's also called cardiac arrest. The person gets heart attack. Okay, what happens is this area which is present around this coronary artery, okay, the muscle cells present around this part of the coronary artery will not get sufficient amount of nutrients. Hence these cells will stop functioning and this part of the heart will stop functioning, and finally the entire heart will stop functioning. So this is called coronary heart disease. And dairy products like milk, cream, butter, red meat, eggs have a lot of saturated fats. Okay, and these saturated fats are not good for our body. So we should consume these dairy products, eggs, red meat, butter, cream and all in adequate amount. We should never consume these products in excess amount, okay, in higher amount. White fat like chicken and fish, they are good for our body. Okay, they are good sources of unsaturated fat. Plus all your plant fat, that means we get the soybean oils, mustard oil, okay, groundnut oil and all. So all these plant fats, they don't have cholesterol, they actually have triglycerides. Okay, so these sources like plant fat is actually a good source of fat. Okay, they are rich in unsaturated fats, so it's always better to switch to plant fat rather than having or rather than consuming animal fat. So only this much in this video. In next video we will discuss about protein energy malnutrition, that is kwashiorkor and marasmus. Take care till then. Bye bye.